And right now, I'm doing the same with my daughter. Every other day when we get to it, one of the songs that she likes is that's I Can't Stop the Feeling. And so she'll say, Daddy, play Can't Stop the Feeling. And then I'll play it. And then we're dancing together, like in the evening after dinner, just like enjoying the day together. Or I'll say, all right, Daddy, let's have a dance break during the day. And then I play music and we dance together. And so that has also become part of the fabric of our family, the fact that we dance together. One of the things that I said in my TEDx talk was, what if dance was our morning energizer, our afternoon pick-me-up, or our evening distressor? Any time of the day is a great time for a dance, because in that movement, again, you're getting oxygen flowing through the body, you're getting the blood moving, you're waking up into a much more energetic and boosted mood, and you can refocus, right? And in that moment, once you have an elevated emotional state, then you're showing up better for your relationships, you're showing up better at work, you're showing up better in your parenting and everything else. It's just the ripple effect.
Yeah, I love how you talk a lot about state management, right? So this is exactly what we talk about in Remarkable Parenting Academy. It's like, when we're in a really bad state, bad decisions come. We make mistakes. We don't make the best decisions. But when we are in a beautiful state, when we're in a joyful state and a happy state, when we're moving, that's when everything is possible, isn't it?
Right. I like to, and I don't know if you have already, for people in your Remarkable Parenting program, when I say state, it's more like your state of being in the moment, right? And that's like really your emotional state, because all of that is contributing to how you're feeling in the moment. And if we're feeling crappy in the moment, then everything we're likely to do is crappy decision, crappy action, crappy behavior. If we are feeling great in that moment, then also the ripple effect of that goes positively into everything else that we're doing.
Where everything is possible, right? You ever
Yes.
feel like, in a really good state, you're like, yeah, come on, bring it. Like, bring more problems. I eat breakfast. I eat problems for breakfast, right?
Yes. And how fascinating, actually, I was listening to a podcast a couple days ago, and he had featured Alison Holker, who's also a dancer, a celebrity dancer. And she was talking about grief and processing the loss of her husband, leaving Twitch Boss a couple months back, and how together as a family, they dance to process that. And actually, they recently published and released a children's book called Dancing Through It. I think it's Dancing Through Life or something like that. I just saw that book. And it's the same concept, right? Wherever you go around the world, people are talking about this because it's so important. It's a part of community and culture that is underestimated, and it's so important. It's a tool that we have. We're not dancing enough. We're not using it. And I think once you remove that label of dance, having it to be in a formal way to just, moving joyfully to music, it gives us that freedom to express and enjoy it.
The other aspect I want to ask you is, some of us, we love singing in a shower, but
Yeah.
the moment we get out in public, we don't want to sing.
Yeah.
Or we'll be driving, we'll be seeing like full on, like when we at the stop sign, we're like, hope nobody's looking. So my question is around, what if somebody feels like, I'm not a dancer? I think on your TEDx talk, I have 2 left feet.
Yeah.
I'm really insecure about dancing. I feel like everybody's judging me. Everybody always told me I'm not a good dancer. And, there's this whole bunch of self-shame, this inner dialogue that's going on in your head, which happened to me when I was very much younger. There's high school dances. I'm always sitting there like, I'm not a dancer. Like, I can't dance. Look how that guy dance hip hop, man. That guy's so great. Like, I can't, I have no rhythm. And all this stuff, the self-doubting stuff comes up. How would you be able to help somebody to get dancing started?
That's a great question. So when you look at it, there's some research about it, right? Is you already know that dancing is going to help you. At the same time, in that moment, to get yourself to move feels difficult. And what I say is stand up. That's the minimum, right? Start from standing up. Because if you're sitting there wanting to dance, it's already difficult. Stand up, wave your hands. That seems very easy to do. Now, when you start waving your hands and then you're turning and then clapping with it, and if you're watching right now, you could do the same. You're clapping. So that's it. As you're clapping, you're already dancing. I'm clapping. Now then I'm putting the hands up, and then I tap on the shoulders a little bit, right? That's it. It's like, brush away the trouble, brush away the challenges, brush away all the things that are weighing me down, and then shoulder back. That's it. And I said in my TEDx talk, which is true, your best dance move is just smile. So big smile, all right? And then you bubble the head, and you just repeat. You're already dancing. And even better, turn on some music and dance along with it. And in just a few minutes, you already change how you're feeling in the moment.
Yeah, and all this neuroscience stuff comes in, like the endorphin that's kicking in. I feel more relaxed, more centered, more grounded, more focused.
Yeah, got some research, and there's, so one of them is, I think it's is published by Lynn Hanna in the Oxford Handbook of Dance and Wellbeing. It's like dance to resist, reduce, and escape stress. Even more, there's a lot of research about dancing and its effect on like dementia in older adults. Dancing as a way to reduce the effects of dementia. There's also effects of dance on mood and psychological well-being, which is published in the American Journal of Dance Therapy. And something most recently that I was looking at, when you compare dance to like walking or jogging, cognitive behavioral therapy, yoga, exercise, all of that stuff, dancing still comes out top as one of the most potent ways to treat depression, even more than antidepressant medications. And I don't know why everyone is not talking about this. I don't know why everyone is not doing this already, because it's literally there at our fingertips. We don't have to pay someone to dance. We could dance in our homes, we could turn on the music. There's, of course, added benefits of dancing in a group, right? Because then it extends into the research that we've seen about how the people who live long life also have quality relationships, right? Or exist in community. Dancing, and then you stack up dancing together in a community, right? With other people as a family, with a group or in a group dance class, whatever it is, that even stacks up the benefits. At minimum, we can dance by ourselves, we can dance with our kids, we can dance with our partners, we can dance as a family, and then from then on, add on. At least once a day. Why not?
Why not, right? And it feels great.
It does feel great, without a doubt.
As a father, can you share one message you want to share with all the parents out there about dancing?
It's not that difficult. Especially for men, because as a father, I have seen and I know that, I would say women are probably more likely to loosen up and dance and not worry. But with men, there is this tendency, right? Because as men, we like to be the best, do our best. There's also this competitive nature about being a man. And so when we feel like we can't be good at something, or we feel like, we're going to look silly, there's a tendency to refrain from. The invitation is, I don't have to look perfect. It's okay to look silly. And what actually I found out is when you can just let go and enjoy it, especially when you're doing it with your kids, here's the message. In that moment, my daughter is not thinking, oh, daddy loves to dance or daddy loves to have fun. My daughter is thinking, daddy loves to have fun with me. Daddy loves to dance with me. Daddy loves to have a good time with me. And so inherently, I am also helping my daughter build self-worth. I am also helping my daughter have a secure relationship. I'm also helping my daughter, whatever the kids, right now, I just have a daughter. I'm helping my daughter feel safe in the world, because then the message is not just that we're having a good time or that I am having a good time. My daughter is interpreting that as having a good time together. And so that's the message. It's not that difficult. Let go of the barriers about doing it right or a certain way and just have fun with it.
I love it. It's about having fun, and more importantly, it's about having that connection that we have with our kids.
Yes.
And it builds a strong bond.
And even in the most tired moments sometimes, right now when my daughter comes and says, Daddy, let's dance, I can't say no, because I know that even though I'm tired in the moment, when I dance, I'm going to feel better. And because my daughter has asked, in responding to her need, it also builds that connection even better.
Oh my gosh, this has been such great inspirational conversation that we've been having. So, Damilare, how does one get a hold of you if they want to learn more?
Great. So my website is joyinsideout.com. That's a good way to find me. On the contact page, there's a quick little form there that you can fill that will get you straight to my inbox, and I would respond to the messages I get. If you use social media, Instagram is another way to reach me. So it's the word Joy Tivate, one word, JOYTIVATE. That's me on all my social media. And actually on YouTube, I do have some videos I've been posting now of movement to music on YouTube, which, you can dance alone as you work out. You could dance together with your family or just have fun. That's another way to access some of my content as well too. And lastly, I would say beyond families, because families, we're also members of society in different ways. I do workshops for teams, like in corporate organizations, in leadership trainings and things like that, to using dance as a way to elevate the emotion and as a way to boost productivity. So yeah, that's all the ways you can reach me.
Love it. Until then, live purposefully, love passionately, and be the most remarkable parent that you're meant to be.
And keep dancing. I gotta add that to it.
Keep dancing. Absolutely. And we'll see you next series.